listening to the TalkBox. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the TalkBox with Son. You're listening to the TalkBox. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Rise and shine. It is Marvelous Monday. We've made it through the weekend and we're starting all over again. So I just want to make sure that you're with me this morning. So I need you talking back to me. Let me know that you're in the room. You know what I say. I am a Baptist preacher, so I need you to talk back to me. I want to tell you, like I do every morning, rise and shine. That's right, it's Marvelous Monday, and you're here with your girl, SonjaG, on the TalkBox. And I just want to remind you that every day above ground is a good day. And it's a day for us to get some things right that we didn't quite have right on yesterday. So I'm so thankful for you being in the place today. Again, make sure you're sharing the live. Make sure you're talking back to me. Let me put that up there for you. Talk back to me on Marvelous Monday. And we're talking about it's your choice. We're talking about the ABCs of abundant living. Abundant living does not come by happenstance. It does not come all willy-nilly. There is a process to abundant living. And we're going to go over that process. But I want to make sure that everybody had a great weekend, that you were walking in your abundant living. And I am so glad and grateful that I made it back to the United States. For those who've been keeping up with me, you know I went live from Mexico all last week. And all next week, I'll be live from Jamaica. So I want you to just stick with me as God give me a word to give to you. So again, today is Marvelous Monday, and we're talking about it's your choice. I'm going to say this throughout the broadcast, just in case somebody drops in. But listen, every day that you get up, somebody say every day that you get up, God is rooting for you. The devil is rooting against you. And guess what? You're the one that breaks the tie. So you need to know today that you break the tie. So we have a choice today. We can choose to live as if your glass is half empty, or we can choose to live with the glass half full. It's up to you. So now that we know that it's up to us, what can we do to get closer to abundant living? I don't know where you are in your life today. I don't know if your house is on fire. I don't know if you're at the brink of giving up. I don't know if you're on top of the world or if the world is on top of you. But when we start looking at life differently, when we start looking at life through God's lens instead of our own, when we start looking not only at ourselves, but as up with others through God's lens, that's when we draw even closer to abundant living. So we're going to talk about the 3 ABCs of abundant living. And the first one is A. Always take responsibility or always acknowledge your part in a situation, in a circumstance, even in the issues that you're having. If you're having issues in your marriage, check out what part is your part, but never take responsibility for somebody else's actions. That's when the water gets muddy and we don't know. So the first one is always acknowledge and take responsibility for your part. The biggest thing, and I've said it before, I've said it 100 times, you cannot fix what you do not face. So, in order to fix what's going on in your life, you have to first acknowledge it. Acknowledge where you are. Acknowledge if you messed up. Acknowledge the fact that I got this part right, but everybody else is going against me. But I know that I got this part right. So I'm going to take responsibility and stand on my truth so that I can live an abundant life. Now, here's the risk. The risk is if you're taking on other people's responsibility, if you're taking on other people's standings, if you're taking on other people's way of life, nothing with a grown up. We have grown children in our lives. What I mean by that, you might have a grown up husband. He grown in age, but he's a child in his walk with Christ or in his walk, just in his walk. So you don't have to take responsibility for their shortcomings. That's the biggest problem that I see, that I've seen in the past in myself and in others that I mentor. We take on everybody else's, we take on everybody else's faults. We take on everybody else's failures, when in actuality, we have to go back and fall back on the airplane experience. You put the mask on yourself first. You cannot be good for anybody else if you're not good for yourself. So the ABCs of It's Your Choice. A, always acknowledge and take responsibility. Now the B, you got to be informed. Whatever situation that you're going through, whatever goals that you have in your life, be informed about that thing. Sometimes if you want to become a doctor, guess what you got to do? You got to go to school. You got to learn. You got to educate. Be educated to be a doctor. Well, you also have to be educated and well informed on being the awesome man of God or the awesome woman of God that God created you to be. We have to be informed. That's why you don't want to mimic anybody. But if the trail have already been walked on, if there already has a path for you, then don't be trying to recreate the wheel. There's a lot of things about ourselves, about our visions, about our goals that somebody else have already did it. The Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. One way we can be informed, not even, it's good to read books, but you also need to know that a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. What person in your life do you like about that person? Is there things in a person that you like or that you want to become? You find, if you want to be a good wife, find a good wife. And watch their lives. Be informed by looking at the lives of others. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, find a successful entrepreneur and be informed by watching the life of that entrepreneur. If you want to be a good husband, a good wife, a good mother, a good father, look for those attributes in others so that you can be informed. So, what we're going to do? A, we're going to always acknowledge and accept responsibility for our stuff, not nobody else's. B, we're going to be informed. And C, we're going to consider the outcome. Sometimes we get up in the morning without a plan. You know my take on it. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. I don't know why, but it's just crazy. I'll give you a great analogy on it. Take for instance, grocery shopping. If you go into a grocery store without a list, you'll come out with things that you didn't mean to buy. You'll come out with things, you'll pay for a higher price than you normally pay for things because we didn't consider the outcome. We didn't have a plan. We just went to the grocery store without an end in sight. One thing that I learned when I was in drug treatment, they teach you to play the tape all the way through. It goes for even in relationships. We play the tape all the way through. You consider the outcome. And when you consider the outcome, that gives you an analogy of what is to come. I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, abundant living is within your grasp. I know, again, you've heard me say it. If you haven't heard it once, you've heard it a million times. I say, you may not be driving the car that you want to drive. You may not be living in the house that you want to live in. You may not have the money that you want to have, but you can have abundant living today. Why? Because abundant living is possessing the things that money cannot buy. So if we get in tune with the ABCs of abundant living, where we always acknowledge and take responsibility, where we're informed, and when we consider the outcome, we can come up with abundant life. Good morning, Ebony. Thank you so very much. We're going to put those up, acknowledge and take responsibility. Isn't it funny how if you meet a person who just never takes responsibility for their mess and junk, that they will always be behind the curve, you guys. And so what we need to understand is, hey, Tink, is you trying to be on the talk box this morning? Yeah. You are. Well, say hello to everybody. Say hello. Hush. Not y'all. Yes, baby. Okay, I'm finna come. I'm on the show. Okay. So anyway, Tink, I'm gonna call you right back, okay? In a minute. I'm gonna call you back. Love you. Sorry about that. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Perry. Good morning, Ebony. It's Marvelous Monday, you guys. But I want to tell you that it's your choice today. You can choose good or you can choose bad. The thing is, again, every day, God is rooting for you. The devil is rooting against you, and you break the tie. We can choose not to respond negatively to negative things that happen in our life. I don't care how saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost you are. Life will still happen, but it's up to us to choose something different. Our choices shape our lives. I'll tell you this. We can go all the way back. Yes, choices shape our lives. Think about teenage pregnancy. If there's anybody on the live who had a child in their teenage years, the choices that we make a long time ago, it lays out the path for us for years to come. We can choose bad decisions that will mess you up for years to come. It takes a second to get your body into a mess, but it takes years to get you out of a mess. And so when we start making better choices, then we can have better consequences. Here's the thing: bad choices, bad consequences. Better choices, better consequences. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything will go right, but that does give us a fighting chance. So we're going to acknowledge and take responsibility. We're going to be informed, and we're going to consider the outcome. Sometimes, a lot of times, we find ourselves in bad places or in tough places because we just gave up. We gave up a minute before the miracle happens. So on today, being Marvelous Monday, I want to remind you once again that every day above ground is a good day because we got another opportunity to do some things better than we did on yesterday. I told my husband yesterday, I got back in town and I went to church with him yesterday. And when I got home, we were laying in the bed and I said to him, I was jealous today. That was taking responsibility for me and mine. So Instead of trying to say that you keep it 100, I want you to start being 100. Hello, babe. That's my boo right there. And so when we be 100 with ourselves, then the devil has nowhere to hide. Again, today we got a choice. We can choose evil or we can choose good. We can choose right or we can choose wrong. It's up to you. Something else I wrote down. Think about the choices that you may have made back in the day. The choice to drop out of school. Who wouldn't want to go back and fix that? But I'm giving you those analogies because those are some of the analogies that we've dealt with in the past. And I'm saying, look how that panned out for you. Look how that panned out for me. So we have to discipline ourselves to make better choices. And the way to start is to face the situation that you're in. I don't know what situation you're in right now. I don't know where you are, but I do know I need you to talk back to me if you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about living the abundant life that God has given us permission and authority to live. I know that life gets hard sometimes, and we have to make very hard decisions. Life come and will suck the life right out of us because we're trying to be Superman and Superwoman. But if we have a plan, it always go better. I was talking to my daughter, one of my daughters, yesterday, my husband's daughter, and she was saying how it's good to write down every dollar. And there's even a every dollar app Dave Ramsey does. But that's also in our lives, not just with your money, but with your decisions that you're making on your life. Because Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2 through 4 says, write the vision, make it plain. So at the top of your vision, you should write abundant life. At the top, what do you want? Abundant life. So, because we've already been given the authority to do so. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited today. I'm excited to see what all God has for me and for you. We go through things, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice whether you want to make good decisions or bad decisions. Tony says, I'm trying to work through it so I can get to it. Oh, I love that, Tony. I love that. And it's our choice, though. What do you choose to do today? Do you choose to look at your cup as half full or half empty? I choose my cup is half full all the time. I choose to look at my cup as being all the way full all the time, even when it don't feel like it, even when it don't look like it. You do know that it's about our faith and not our feelings. Feelings are so fickle. They change from moment to moment. And baby, it changed with the weather. But if our faith is solid, then we'll make better choices and we'll be better people because of it. So, and I really like that. Let me put that back up there again. I'm trying to work through it so I can get to it. So, what are you working through today? I'm asking everybody, myself, my husband is on the line. What are you working through? Are you working through being a better husband, a better wife, a better mother, a better father, a better entrepreneur, a better friend, a better Christian? What are you working through? Ebony says, know that your choice is also your consequence. Yes, yes. Your choice, your consequence. And then we can't blame nobody but ourselves. I've been saying all last week. Do y'all remember what last week I did? Bounce back. I did run in your own lane, stay out of other folk lane, and then learn how not to apologize for evolving. Because the thing about it is, whatever your choice is, that's also your consequence. We have to get to a place where we mature enough to say, you know what, God, I don't want you to fix Perry. I don't want you to fix Santoya, Latia, Devon, Dwayne, Keita, uh, uh, Anthony, none of our children. I don't want you to fix my husband. I don't want you to fix my employees. God, I just want you to fix me. Because when God fixes you, everything else looks totally different. You're able to look at yourself and look at others through God's lens. That's when we can really be free. Because God said in his word, where there's liberty, there is freedom. Know that your choice is also your consequence. Does anybody know what I'm talking about this morning on this marvelous Monday? You know, Leandria Johnson, she sang that song, This Is My Exodus. Because the biggest problem is sometimes me. Sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I think too much. Sometimes I do too much. But when we can rest in God, the abundant living is just awesome. I don't know. I think the Mexico sun just did something for me, you guys. Just looking out at God's nature and him guiding me with his word. But we need to not grow weary in your well-doing. For in due season you shall reap if you faint not. So I want to encourage everybody to keep on keeping on and be blessed. You made it through the weekend. Somebody didn't make it. Somebody else wasn't able to wake up. Somebody else wasn't able to be in the land of the living, but God chose you to keep it moving. Just to be better, period, in all aspects of life. Even if I think I'm good, I can always be better. That's right, Tony. I know we can always get better. You know, that's why we can't let nobody pump us up neither, to make us feel bigger than we ought. The Bible says, don't think yourself high as you ought to, because the same people that boost you up will be the same people that beat you down. So we can't allow that either. Good morning, Pam. Good morning to you. It's good to see you this morning. I'm just feeling good today because it is my choice what I want today. It's my choice to choose abundant living today. It's my choice to look beyond all of somebody else's faults and still provide their needs. It's still my choice to look beyond my own faults and look inside myself for the abundant living that God has promised me. It's your choice. I need somebody to say my choice in the comment section. My choice. I told you last week, regardless of what ship you're on, relationships, guardianships, that's as a mother or father, entrepreneurship, workship, whatever, you're the captain of your ship. So where are you navigating yourself to go today? Are you navigating and pulling yourself towards the negative? Or are you navigating and pulling yourself towards the positive? because it's the positive that will pull you into your abundant living, that you got authority and permission to live. We have authority and permission to live an abundant life. Again, God is rooting for you. The devil is rooting against you, but you break the tie by choosing life. You can choose life today. You can choose life today. I don't know about you, but I choose life today. Pam said it's her choice. Tony said it's his choice. Anybody else choosing life today? I refuse to allow the enemy to take me out. I may go through some dark storms. I think it's time for me to tell this story again. I haven't told it in a long time here on the TalkBox. But there was a young lady, young girl, who wanted to learn how to drive. And her father told her, I'm going to teach you how to drive today. And he told her to get in the car. And they were going to go to get her license. And so she gets into the car with her father. And she's all excited. And that's how we are. When we're being blessed, we get all excited. But then it began to rain. And fear came upon her, just like us. We know what God have told us. He's already showed us in the past that he's going to bless us and get us through. If we just pull out our faith file, and if he did it for you then, he'll do it for you now. If he fixed it for you then, he'll fix it for you now. So she gets to driving, it's raining, and fear come up on her. And then she get to a place where she couldn't see. And her father said, what's wrong? She said, I'm scared. Father said, what's going on? She said, I can't see. It's raining. It's raining so hard. So I'm here to tell you that even when the storms of life is raging in your life and you get afraid, do not fear. For God said he would never leave you nor forsake you. And then when you can't see, don't worry about it, because God said he gives sight to the blind. And then as the rain came and she asked her father, could she turn around? And he said, no, keep going. I want to remind you to just keep moving through your storm, because the storm don't last always. God said that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So when you choose wisely. Because whatever you choose, your consequences come along with it. So bad choices, bad consequences. But good choices, better consequences. Though it's my choice today to choose life. Tony says, I choose life because God gave it to me. And I choose him. Anybody else choosing life today? Or anybody else choosing God today? You know, with God, all things are possible, but without God, nothing is possible for you or for me. So instead of me being puffed up in myself, instead of me trying to make plans for myself, I just rely on Jeremiah 29:11 that says, God knows the plan for you, Pam. God knows the plan for you, Tony. God knows the plan for you, Ebony. God knows the plan for you, Perry. God knows the plan for you, Michelle. God knows the plan for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans of a hope and a future. So instead of you not living up to your potential, you not being the man of God or the woman of God that he's already called and created you to be, I want to remind you that it's your choice today. And I want to encourage you to choose life. So I hope and pray that I have said something to help you along life's journey. I need to remind you guys that I need you liking the video when you come on, even if you look at it in a replay. I need you to like it, please. Hello. Hey, that is my New Mexican friend online today. Thank you so very much. So I need you liking the video, especially if you're on Facebook or on the YouTube side. I need you to subscribe to YouTube. I do believe that Why Men Cheat is gonna be on, gonna drop on the podcast side. So just in case you don't know how the TalkBox works, from 8 to 8:30, Monday through Friday, it's live. It's me. Sometimes I have guests on. And then the podcast is where we sit down in the studio and we interview people with spectacular lives or issues. So I need you to go to my website and send me prayer requests, guest requests, or topic requests at SonjaTalkBox.com. And I just need you to be praying for the broadcast. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on. And again, I hope and pray that I've said something to help you along life's journey. Also, we're getting ready to launch the school for those who want to become tax preparers or tax owners. We're getting ready to launch the school for you starting next week. So again, you guys, this is your girl, SonjaG, here on the TalkBox. I really appreciate you coming on. You don't know how much it is a blessing for you to come on. I just want to remind you, don't give up. Don't give in. Push past your problems, the pain, and the pressures of life, and pursue the promise. The promise of God is that you can have abundant life today, regardless of your situation, regardless of your circumstance, regardless of what you're going through. Abundant life starts for you today. It's your choice. God bless. Have a great day.
Talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the TalkBox side. You're listening to the TalkBox. Let's talk about it.